Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I got a little bit of a toolbox update and tour coming at you. As you saw in my last video, I did a video about Craftsman toolboxes. Well, I came across a deal and I just couldn't pass it up. I swapped over to the dark side. I got a MATCO toolbox for a really good deal. I'm not much of a MATCO guy. I prefer Snap-on, but for the price I picked this thing up for, I couldn't pass it up. It's a MATCO, it is not a 4S, it's a double bay custom toolbox. Custom made for blank name plate by MATCO Tools. So let's get started. I didn't plan on actually moving into this toolbox at all. I just want to have it, kind of flip it, maybe trade it, something along those lines. But I got it in here and it wasn't but 5 minutes that I had pretty much emptied out my Craftsman box. I just have a charger up here. All of the drawers are empty now. It did come with the liner and it does not have the power drawer, and I might be changing that. So without further ado, let's get started. Top drawer, I'm so glad it has so much depth in it now that I can have all of my sockets and whatnot and have them fit. As in my other box here, I had to have them laid over, and that's why I actually have these socket organizers here, because I couldn't just have them standing straight up. So that's a nice change. Got plenty of room for all my stuff. Like, here's some torque wrenches, here's some impacts. I just kind of have things thrown around. I do not have nearly enough tools to actually fill this box up, but figured I'd take y'all guys along for the ride. I can fit all of my ratchets in here, nice and easy. Like I said, it came with all of the liners. I'm very surprised at that. I might redo the liners. They're a little bit wavy and just old, a little bit worn out. Got plenty of room for activities in here. When I first got this box, the drawers did not like to open, as you can hear. They kind of still make some noise. They are the roller ball bearing drawers. And I removed all of the drawers by these little tabs right here. On this side, I'm pretty sure they go down. On the other side, you pull up and then you just kind of slide the drawer on out. Do a little test on this drawer right here. As you can see, little tabs. And when you go to put it back in, just line them up. Push them all the way in, and now back to how they're supposed to be. So I was saying about the drawers now. I took them all out. I cleaned all the slides up, greased them up a little bit, shot a little bit of PB Blaster in there to clean them out. Then I greased them with a lithium grease. For the next drawer in the lineup, I like to have my toolbox set up, sockets on top, wrenches in the second drawer, screwdrivers down below. This is the wrench drawer. As a mechanic starting out, I absolutely recommend getting some TEKTON wrenches. They're not going to obliterate your bank account. I got them on Amazon. I think it was like 60 bucks for the set. Might have even been cheaper than Gearwrench. Got the Gearwrench with the little stubbies and whatnot. I would love to get those widget organizers so I can have a lot more room. And I got the Gearwrench set. Comes with standard and it's got metric, but nowadays it pretty much just stick with metric. With the direction everything is going, metric is kind of taking over. Now I've got a few other wrenches that I was using for hydraulic lines. These are MATCO. I got them off the truck because I couldn't really find any a decent set for under, $700, so I just got the ones that I use the absolute most off the truck. So next up, we got the screwdrivers and some ply hairs. Got these off Snap-on truck. They're pretty sweet. I think they were like $100 is what I got. And these in the extreme green have just been quite a delight. I got these off the truck, I think, for about 130, maybe 140. And as you can see, they've got the little hex drive on there. So once you stick her in, you really crank down on it with a wrench, and they all have that. And what this came with was this super sweet ratcheting screwdriver. And let me show you something that's incredible about this screwdriver. You ever had a screwdriver that wasn't long enough? You want to make it long? Well, just throw a freaking extension on it, man. Put an extension on it, slap this on the other side of it, and now you have a long handle, or a long shaft screwdriver, and you can put any little hex bit in there like you could a like an impact gun. All of the little pieces fit in there beautifully, which is why I have these little impact sets, the Craftsman, and so I have all the Torx and all that. They fit in there great. And I've got the Snap-on, is this the Pro Series? I think it's the Pro Series Allen set. The thing I love about these is that they have that little like nylon ball in there. You ever had a problem when you take an Allen, take an Allen screw out, Allen bolt out, and it just falls off and then you lose it in the engine bay? Well, that prevents that from happening. It actually sticks in there, and as opposed to it being magnetic and sticking to everything when you're pulling it out of the from under the hood or under a dash or whatever, they just stick right on there. You don't have to deal with that. Got some vice grips over here, some other little cheapo Allen keys I can kind of beat on. Oil filter wrench, gotta have it. Here's another oil filter wrench. Not a huge fan of this one. I kind of like the claws a lot better. You can just, I mean, you ain't gonna take an oil filter off and then reuse the dang thing. So this has been pretty handy. I would love to upgrade my light collection. Here's my little snake light by Pelican. It's pretty useful, but it's not all that bright. I would like to upgrade my collection in the future. Next up, we've got the pry bars. I got these off the truck. I'm pretty sure this was the very first thing that I ever bought off the truck, were these pry bars. They do have the hammer heads on them, the hammer tips, the striking asses. I'm not quite sure what the specific name of it is, but I've been through 1,010 pry bars from beating on the back of them and them splitting, so kind of got tired of that and picked those up. I haven't got to use them too much yet, but I will absolutely be using them in the future. And I got my bigger one back here. This is the last drawer that I have that has things in it. Like I said, I don't have really enough tools. I had the Craftsman pack to the brim, but not really enough tools to fill up this MATCO box. These are my hammers. These actually came as a set. That's why you see the matching grips. This one, on the other hand, I ended up busting the grip off of it, and so I made, you know, my Thor hammer here out of part of a tractor front axle. So that was kind of nice. Cut it off, drilled a hole through it, welded her on. This is my go-to. This is the wham! It doesn't look like much, but good God, it probably weighs like 6 or 7 pounds. Solid. Got the rubber mallet. Always need to have one of these. I would love to have a brass mallet. That'd be pretty sweet. And I need to get a dead blow for the next one. Over here is where I've got some power tools. This is where the power drawer would be if it was a nicer toolbox. Got the 1/4 inch snap-on ratchet here. This has been pretty sweet. I've looked up some reviews on it. For what I do, it works beautifully. No complaints out of it just yet. I know I just got it, but it's pretty sweet so far. Been very, very convenient. One more thing about this, I like this button over the Milwaukee's paddle. Makes things a lot more convenient there, and I'm not sitting here hitting that paddle on everything and making it jump off and whatnot. It's kind of nice. Got a little LED light. I do wish that this little LED light would stay on for a couple seconds after I release the trigger. That would probably be the only complaint that I've got. And I kind of also wish that it came with a full body condom like the Impacts do. I'm sure there's a reason why they don't. I'm sure Snap-on has considered that 1,000 fucking times already. But Who knows? It just comes with a little piece on top here. This drawer, I've got my snap ring plier set. Nothing expensive. I don't work with snap rings every single day. As if I did, I'd probably have a nicer set. Here's like a little crappy-ish pick set. As you see, I ground this one down because I whipped my hand open. I don't know if maybe you can see that scar right there. All the way up into the webbing of my finger, I whipped it wide open. Oh, it bled so bad. I'll probably invest in, you know, a nice snap-on pick set. I think they're like 60 or 70 bucks. Going to the next drawer down, we've got a very off-brand, super cheap, little deep wells, miscellaneous. This ratchet is crap. I don't even know why I still have it. I'm pretty sure I found this box of ratchets like in the engine hull of a skid steer, and the owner had no idea where they came from. He told me to just hold on to them, so I did. Here's a little snap-on bag that I got with my little cordless ratchet. Pretty nice. And now I'm back to the empty power drawer. That's pretty much it as far as this box goes. I think it's 58 inches wide by about 25 inches deep here and 48 inches tall, including the casters. So I think it's probably what, just subtract about 6 to 8 inches from that total number to find the actual height of the box without the casters. So that being said, you know, I came out with my video about the Craftsman and said, you know, it's a great box, which it is a great box. But when I picked up this MATCO, I noticed just the amount of weight that it was. Incredible as far as weight goes. It felt so much more solid and durable. I've noticed that the plate steel on the Craftsman box is pretty flimsy. Like I said in the last video, I had it on like a little bit of a bowed table and it actually bent the box up. When I took all the tools out, it went back to being a U shape. So I mean, here you're sitting on the Craftsman box right now. You're kind of seeing what we got going on here. So that's kind of unfortunate. I hate the way that looks. But I would love to put a power drawer in this MATCO box, or maybe just a power strip on the outside. I don't think that would be too hard. Right here in the top box. So we'll see how it goes. If I get rid of it before then, oh well. But I would love to put a power strip in this thing. That is like the one thing that I really wanted. And that's why my Craftsman box is even still here, because it has a power strip in it. Which is where I have the charger for my DeWalt drill and my little snap-on buzz ratchet. Not really sure if I would like to keep the doggy dog on the front here. I know it looks decent in the video, but you know, it is starting to peel up and whatnot, and I feel like the face of the toolbox is going to be almost brand new under this graphic here. So let me know in the comments, do you like it? Do you not like it? You see all these scratch marks from the previous owner. It kind of ties in. It doesn't look too bad, but just let me know what you would do in this scenario.